Hi, me again. So we're back. Emerald Tablet 6. It's called The Key of Magic. Hark ye, O man, to the wisdom of magic. Hark to the knowledge of powers forgotten. Long ago in the days of the first man, warfare began between darkness and light. Man, then as now, were filled with both darkness and light. And while in some darkness held sway, in others light filled the soul. Age old in this warfare, the eternal struggle between darkness and light. Fiercely is it fought all through the ages, using strange powers hidden to man. Adepts have there been, filled with the blackness, struggling always against the light. But others there are who, filled with brightness, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Where'er ye may be in all ages and planes, surely ye shall know of the battle with night. Long ages ago, the sons of the morning descending found the world filled with night. There in the past began the struggle, the age-old battle, darkness and light. Many in the time were so filled with darkness that only feebly flamed the light from the night. Some they were, masters of darkness, who sought to fill all with their darkness, sought to draw others into their night. Fiercely withstood they, the masters of brightness, fiercely fought they from the darkness of night, sought ever to tighten the fetters, the chains that bind men to the darkness of night. Used they always the dark magic, brought into men by the power of darkness, magic that enshrouded man's soul with darkness. Banded together as in order, brothers of darkness, they through the ages, antagonist they to the children of men. Walked they always secret and hidden, found yet not found by the children of men. Forever they walked and worked in darkness, hiding from the light in the darkness of night. Silently, secretly used they their power, enslaving and binding the soul of men. Unseen they come, and unseen they go. Man in his ignorance calls them from below. Dark is the way of the dark brothers travel. Dark of the darkness, not of the night. Traveling o'er earth, they walk through man's dreams. Power they have gained from the darkness around them to call other dwellers from out of their plane in ways that are dark and unseen by man. Into man's mind space reach the dark brothers. Around it they close the veil of their night. There, through its lifetime, that soul dwells in bondage, bound by the fetters of the veil of the night. Mighty are they in the forbidden knowledge, forbidden because it is one with the night. Hark ye, old man. It literally just says, hark ye, O old man, and list to my warning. Be ye free from the bondage of night. Surrender not your soul to the brothers of darkness. Keep thy face ever turned toward the light. Know ye not, O man, that your sorrow only has come through the veil of the night? I, man, heed ye my warning. Strive ever upward, turn your soul toward the light. The brothers of darkness seek for their brothers, those who have traveled the pathway of light. For well know they that those who have traveled far towards the sun in their pathway of light have great and yet greater power to bind with darkness the children of light. Listen ye, O man, to he who comes to you, but weigh in the balance if his words be of light. For many there are who walk in dark brightness, and yet are not the children of light. Easy it is to follow their pathway, easy to follow the path that they lead. But yet, O man, heed ye my warning. Light comes only to him who strives. Hard is the pathway that leads to wisdom. Hard is the pathway that leads to light. Many shall ye find the stones in your pathway, many the mountains to climb toward the light. Yet know ye, O man, to him that o'ercometh, free will he be of the pathway of light. For ye know, O man, in the end light must conquer, and darkness and night be banished from light. Listen, O man, and heed ye this wisdom. Even as darkness, so is the light. When darkness is banished and all veils are rended, out there shall flash from the darkness the light. Even as exist among men the dark brothers, so there exists the brothers of light, antagonists they of the brothers of darkness, seeking to free men from the night. Powers have they, mighty and potent. Knowing the law, the planets obey. Work they ever in harmony and order, freeing the man's soul from its bondage of night. Secret and hidden walk they also. Known not are they to the children of men. Ever have they fought the dark brothers, conquered and conquering, time without end. Yet always light shall in the end be master, driving away the darkness of night. I, man, know ye this knowing. Always beside thee walk the children of light. Masters they of the sun power, ever unseen, yet the guardians of men. Open to all is their pathway. Open to he who will walk in the light. Free are they of dark amenity, free of the halls where life reigns supreme. Sons are they and lords of the morning, children of light to shine among men. Like man are they and yet are unlike. Never divided were they in the past. One have they been in oneness eternal, throughout all space since the beginning of time. Up did they come in oneness with the All One, up from the first space, formed and unformed. Given to man have they secrets that shall guard and protect him from all harm. He who would travel the path of the master, free must he be from the bondage of night. Conquer must he the formless and shapeless. Conquer must he the phantom of fear. Knowing must he gain of all of the secrets, travel the pathway that leads through the darkness, yet ever before him keep the light of his goal. Obstacles great shall he meet in the pathway, yet press on to the light of the sun. Hear ye, O man, the sun is the symbol of the light that shines at the end of thy road. Now to thee give I the secrets. How to meet the dark power, meet and conquer the fear from the night. Only by knowing can ye conquer. Only by knowing can ye have light. Now I give unto thee the knowledge known to the masters, the knowing that conquers all the dark fears. Use this, the wisdom I give thee. Master thou shalt be of the brothers of night. When unto thee comes a feeling, drawing thee nearer to the darker gate, examine thine heart and find if the feeling thou hast has come from within. If thou shalt find the darkness thine own thoughts, banish them forth from the place in thy mind. Send through thy body a wave of vibration, a regular first and regular second, repeating time after time until free. Start the wave force in thy brain center, directed in waves from thine head to thine foot. But if thou findest thine heart is not darkened, be sure that a force is directed to thee. Only by knowing can thou overcome it. Only by wisdom can thou hope to be free. Knowledge brings wisdom, and wisdom is power. Attain, and ye shall have power o'er all. Seek ye first a place bound by darkness. Place ye a circle around about thee. Stand erect in the midst of the circle. Use thou this formula, and ye shall be free. Raise thou thine hands to the dark space above thee. Close thou thine eyes and draw in the light. Call to the spirit of light through the space-time, using these words, and thou shalt be free. Fill thou my body, O spirit of life. Fill thou my body with spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness. Come from the halls where the seven lords rule. Name them by name, I, the seven. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9. By their names I call them to aid me. Free me and save me from the darkness of night. Untanas, Quertas, Chietel, and Goyana, Huertel, Semveta, Ardal. By their names I implore thee. Free me from darkness and fill me with light. Know ye, O man, that when ye have done this, ye shall be free from the fetters that bind ye. Cast off the bondage of the brothers of night. See ye not that the names have the power to free by vibration the fetters that bind? Use them at need to free thou thine brother, so that he too may come forth from the night. Thou, O man, art thy brother's helper. Let him not lie in the bondage of night. Now unto thee give I my magic. Take it and dwell on the pathway of light. Light unto thee, life unto thee. Sun may thou be on the cycle above. And there we go. That is tablet 6. Not bad, 10 minutes. Let's do it. Okay, first of all, I want to say it's called the Key of Magic, right? Magic. Let's talk about what magic is. Before we go into like how creepy and scary and horrifying this could be taken if it was taken literally. Magic is intention and physics, right? Okay, so the universe is mental. All energies have a corresponding energy on each plane. All planes utilize vibration. Those are the first 3 natural laws, right? Okay, magic. Magic is tiny things. It's not a huge, impressive, instant manifestation of poof, disappear, or poof, appear, or whatever. That's not what magic is. That's illusion. Magic is the fact that when you sing to your plants, they grow better and stronger. That's magic. Little things like that. So what he's saying is that if you want to be good at magic, not your idea of magic, but the physics idea of magic, what magic actually is manifestation. And it starts with intention, and then it grows depending on how much intensity it started with. But if you want to be good at magic, you need to clear yourself of fear, for one, but also emotional disturbances. Okay, fear is a very big emotional disturbance, right? So if you're, like I said, with meditation or astral projection, fear will hold you back. Okay, any type of doubt, it means you haven't mastered your intention or your goal or how you're trying to get there. You're not a master yet, right? So if you have fear, you're not a master. You're not ready, right? To be good at magic, you have to have really powerful integrity. That is the secret. Integrity also maintains your immune system, by the way. So integrity is not just living by societal morals. Like that's not even what I would consider integrity at all. Integrity, that in the way that I'm using it, as it strengthens your immune system and gives you more power for magic, is that you live your truth. And that your truth is what you are, not what you say you are or what you want to be or how you present yourself to the world, just that you are living your truth, being completely genuine and sincere in who you are and honest about who you are. If you have flaws, everyone does, but owning it, right? Owning it is what gives you integrity. Not that you make all the right choices or that you defend the innocent or that you've given time or energy into, charitable things. Like, these are all okay, decent, human things to do. But integrity comes from being honest about who you are and what you want and where you're going. Just completely genuine, sincere honesty. If you're a fucking Hitler in the making, as long as you're honest about that, you are living your truth. Sorry to say, but it doesn't mean keeping societal morals or expectations, none of that. If you want to be good at magic, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to be what you say you are. You need to do what you say you will do. And that's hard. It's hard It gets harder as you go too, which is fun. But you know, a child, they're born with it, this integrity. You know, they can't really lie until they get to a certain point. I mean, like, you know, they can manipulate with crying when they don't need to, but when children first start to speak and comprehend and communicate with you, they don't think to lie. You know, it doesn't cross their mind unless they're constantly living under expectations and they know they'll be punished if they tell this particular truth, right? And that's how in early age we are hindered from living our truth, because somebody has expectations of us and rules and requirements and commandments and all of these things that we have to live by and expectations we have to meet that don't match our truth, our who we really are. Our vibration wasn't meant to be there, but somebody molded and shaped us into that. And as we live the person we were expected to be, we lose the person we are. That is darkness. Does that make sense? That is you not going toward the light. That is you not absorbing your own energy and utilizing its power. That is you being an actor professionally and personally, which doesn't give you magical powers. You have to literally be sincere. Anyway, hark ye, a man, to the wisdom of magic. Wisdom of magic. Keep on, please understand. That's why, okay, Doctor Strange is my favorite Marvel character, specifically because his only magic power is knowledge. That's it. And that's where my head goes with this. Hark ye, O man, to the wisdom of magic. Hark the knowledge of powers forgotten. Long ago in the days of the first man, warfare began between darkness and light. Okay, in the days of the first man, human consciousness, as it ever is evolving, at its core was given discernment. Okay? You have discernment to choose. And in order to exercise your discernment, you must have opposites to choose from, right? Polarity is a thing. So there has to be darkness and light, right? They were created. It's like the back to Marvel, right? Like the freaking Eternals and the things that they were sent to destroy. I almost had it. Eternals and I want to say Divergence, but that's not right. Something like that. It'll come back to me when I'm not thinking of it, trying to make a video. But yeah, it's like that. Like the Eternals would be the light, and then the, creature lizard things would be the darkness or whatever. But you need that. You need both. Okay. In order to make free will a thing, in order to exercise free will at all, you need both options. You need productive and counterproductive to growth options. Everything has it. So yeah, in the days of the first man, warfare began between darkness and light. This is internal warfare. Okay. We are not talking about, tribes of people battling. This is all internal. None of any of this that I just read is about actual war, like the way that we see it physically with swords and shields. It's not about that. It's an internal warfare. It's an emotional, mental, intellectual war. Man then is now were filled, and it's killing me. He says man were filled instead of man was filled or men were filled. Just killing me. Man then is now were filled with both darkness and light. Okay, that's understandable, right? That's not too much to take on. We get that. Darkness and light in that, spiritual and physical, like you have both, right? And while in some, darkness held sway, as in they only lived through their physical sensory perceptions, in the others, light filled the soul. Okay, if darkness fills your soul, that doesn't mean that you're evil all the time. What that means is you don't spend any time on spiritual progression. If light fills the soul, the opposite is true. Your flame, your inner fire, your burning spirit is allowed to evolve. Introspection. I, age old in this warfare, the eternal struggle between darkness and light, fiercely is it fought through all the ages, using strange powers hidden to man. Okay, strange powers hidden to man is a whole lot of shit. That's a huge category of shit. Okay, there's not a whole lot that's not hidden from man. There's not a whole lot that we interact with, okay? So 99% of all that there is hidden from man. So it's super vague. That's all I'm saying. Using strange powers hidden to man. Adepts have there been, and adepts are just experts, but not masters. Experts, but not masters. Adepts have there been filled with the blackness. Notice how he doesn't say darkness here, he says blackness, okay? So he's talking about people. Adepts, people, have there been. Very educated, very intelligent, very powerful people. Filled with blackness. Who don't exercise introspection and don't encourage that in others. Struggling always against the light. Refuting the spiritual. I'm sure you know people like that are like, if you can't see it, smell it, taste it, touch it, hear it, it doesn't exist, right? I believe that's what he's talking about here. But others there are who, filled with brightness, have ever conquered the darkness of night. Filled with brightness. I don't want to be like, some of that is attitude too, like just not a melancholy, horrible, victimized mentality person, right? Just hopeful, loving, empathetic, but also filled with brightness of the spirit, because they actually do practice introspection and increase their spiritual growth. Where'er ye may be in all ages and planes, surely ye shall know of the battle with night. This is him being like, okay, so I shouldn't have to really elaborate on this. You know what I'm talking about, right? It doesn't matter at what age, cycle, plane, planet you're getting this information on, you should understand what I'm saying, is what he's trying to say. Long ages ago, the sons, S-U-N-S, and it's all capitalized, of the morning descending, and this is what he's talking about earlier, where the children of light came down, because the man was stuck in his bondage, found the world filled with night. Yeah, they were all just not working on themselves, I guess. There, in that past, began the struggle. In that past, as opposed to the myriad of other pasts that we have options for. The age-old battle, darkness and light. And I feel like the healthy thing to do is have like a good balance of both. But maybe not. Many in the time were so filled with darkness that only feebly flamed the light from the night. Okay, so filled with darkness, so captivated by the physical plane and the body and all of the imaginings of what you could do with that. That they didn't work on spiritual growth at all. They weren't teaching it to their children. There was no, magic lessons or any of that. It was literally just, let's, kill things and breed. And we're familiar with that in our history as well. Some they were masters of darkness, who sought to fill all with their darkness, sought to draw others into their night. And these delusional people, and I'm not talking about conspiracy theorists, although if we are talking about conspiracy theorists, I'm going to be like Christians. Christians are the number one, or maybe Catholic, I would say, is the number one, Christian number two. Catholics are the number one person that comes to mind when I'm reading this. Some they were masters of darkness, because they collected all the knowledge from all the world's histories and shit and hid it away, who sought to fill all with their darkness. Literally, that's what the Catholic Church did. Sought to draw others into their night. So I'm not saying he's talking about the Catholic Church. I'm just saying it's a good contemporary example of what he's talking about. Fiercely withstood they, the masters of brightness. Fiercely fought they from the darkness of night. From the darkness of night. While in body, they fought these children of light energies, these muses of hope and intuition and spiritual understanding. Sought ever to tighten the fetters, the chains that bind men to the darkness of night. So yeah, I'm going to go back to Catholic Church, hiding the information that has taken us until now to slowly unearth parts of. But knowledge is wisdom, and wisdom is power, and if they want to take our power, they have to take our wisdom, and to do that, they have to take our knowledge. And when they do that, and then everybody's illiterate, well, darkness. Used they always the dark magic. Okay, keep in mind, again, magic is just manifestation. Darkness is just earthly. So use they always earthly tools. Brought into men by the power of darkness. Brought into men, not brought upon men or given as a gift. Brought into men. It is an internal struggle. It is an internal instinct, an internal emotional connection, whatever it is these people are using to convince everyone around them to stop working on themselves spiritually and their growth and all of that and just live in the physical realm. That's what we're talking about here. Brought into men the power of darkness, magic that enshrouded man's soul with darkness. And you understand, when you forget to study or talk about or examine yourself, your soul, your spirit, your mind, your body, all of that, that knowledge is lost over time, and through generations it's super lost. You know, whole languages and cultures have been lost that way. So yeah, that's kind of what I think of when it enshrouds man's soul with darkness. Like literally you don't know any different. Banded together as in order, brothers of darkness, they through the ages, antagonists they to the children of men. And yeah, I'm going to go back to Catholic Church. Like, maybe that's not what he was talking about, but that's like our variation of what the fuck he's talking about. Or maybe just churches in general. But utilizing spiritual concepts to attack people or to confuse people, or straight up lie to people who are seeking the light. Banded together as in order, brothers of darkness, they through the ages, antagonists they to the children of men. Walked they always secret and hidden, found yet not found by the children of man. So these ideas, these earthly concepts, these scientific approaches, and this mechanistic view of the world, it's subliminal. You know what I mean? Like, everybody thought the earth was flat, and then everybody thought the earth was round, and now everybody thinks the earth is flat again. And, you know, I think it, honestly, I'm not a flat earther, but I think that it goes with consciousness, right? So, when our consciousness was much lower and we couldn't understand 3 dimensions, the earth had to be 2 dimensions, right? Because we couldn't conceive of the idea of a third. And then when we got to the extent where we could understand the 3 dimensions, now the earth has to be spherical because we can understand 3 dimensions, right? When we get to the point where we can understand more dimensions, I imagine our idea of the shape of the earth will change. But it all follows consciousness because we are creating this world as we go. Walk they always secret and hidden. Yeah, I'm going to say that's subliminal messaging. Found yet not found by the children of man. Forever they walked and worked in darkness. That's earthly shit, right? So that's like concepts you see in movies, you know, and you hear with interacting with people or whatever, they just put it out there to just plant that seed, and then it grows on its own in your mind. Silently, secretly use they their power, enslaving and binding the soul of men. The soul of men is singular here, which I love. Unseen they come and unseen they go, Man, in his ignorance, calls them from below. From below, we are in the below, right? In the physical body and the physical plane, we are in the below. And in our ignorance, in that we don't have this information, otherwise we wouldn't continually do it, we call them these brothers of darkness. Keep in mind, they're still just ideas, concepts, notions. They're not actual demons or angels or any of that shit. So we unintentionally have these morals or these subsets of belief systems that we keep alive through traditions and holidays and whatever, and don't even really understand them, and we just keep them alive somehow by feeding them energy. But that's one of those things we do in ignorance, right? And you don't think about it. You don't think that you ever unintentionally perform magic. But if you go to a church service, you do. If you take Holy Communion, you are essentially a cannibal. You know what I mean? Like there are ancient pagan traditions in all Christian rituals. Unseen they come and unseen they go. So it's not a physical thing, but it is existent in the physical realm, right? Like an idea. Man in his ignorance calls them from below. Dark is the way of the dark brothers. Dark is the way of the dark brothers travel. So he's not talking about dark is the way of the dark brothers. Dark is the way of their travel. Meaning, if you make choices, that's what the pathway is. Pathway is choices, right? Slowly choices. That's how cause and effect happens. Choice, right? It all comes back to choice. You cannot have a future moment until you make a choice. And your choice might be to do nothing, but that's still you making a choice. So that's how you progress your consciousness from moment to moment. Choices, right? So travel requires choices. So dark is the way of the dark brothers travel. They make choices that do not necessarily promote spiritual growth. Dark of the darkness, not of the night. The darkness, not of the night, means that it is beyond earthly realm, right? The veil. Dark of the darkness, beyond the veil. Mental realm, at least, if not higher up, right? This darkness was created at the same time as the light. They're, evil twin. Traveling o'er earth, they walk through man's dreams. Yeah, that's an astral plane, etheric plane capacity, but also that's what ideas do. You dream about things that are bothering you or that you can't understand or that your brain still wants you to solve or whatever that is. That's your brain produces your own dreams. That's how your brain works. So if these ideas, notions, morals, whatever, expectations, traditions, rituals, whatever they are, if they are walking through your dreams, you let them in. You let them in by watching that movie or reading that book or listening to that music or going to that church service or whatever you did. You let them in voluntarily because you can't get past free will. And then now they have access to your dream state. Everything that you witness, everything that is in your energetic diet is privy to your subconscious because you store the memory of that interaction there. Power they have gained from the darkness around them in the metaverse, right? The astral plane. So they have capacities there that we don't, and that we also can't interact with because it's not on our vibration. And it's not like maybe they are entities there, but here they're just ideas, right? They're not manifested here. Power have they gained from the darkness around them to call other dwellers from out of their plane in ways that are dark and unseen by man. And that's another thing too, like my fear could become your fear, right? If we sleep in the same bed together, we could essentially we can co-dream. Like we can have the same dream, or we can interact with each other, or I could pull you from your dream or you could pull me from mine or whatever. I can hear your dream happening from my dream in that, there's so many ways we could go with this. But when you encounter the word dweller, keep in mind this is higher spirit, right? Higher spirit, like non-physical entities. And obviously on a different plane. In ways that are dark and unseen by man. Into man's mind space reach the dark brothers. Around it they close the veil of their night. And that's the thing too about any idea you have, or anything that becomes part of your perspective. Anything that becomes part of your perspective sort of puts like a filter between you and everything that you see. You see the whole world through that filter. So if one of these ideas is that there's only one perfect race and all the other races should die, that's gonna haunt you. It's gonna stay with you, and everything that you look at you're gonna see it through that filter. There through its lifetime, that soul dwells in bondage. I mean, yeah, hate is a bondage. Fear is a bondage. These things that control your perspective. You can't see the whole picture because you're seeing through this filter of hate or this filter of fear or this filter of whatever. Bound by the fetters of the veil of the night. The fetters of the veil. You're stuck in one place because you can't see that there's options before you. Mighty are they in the forbidden knowledge. Forbidden because it is one with the night. That could be any type of knowledge. But knowledge that is one with the night, I'm going to have to be like, is some kind of physical realm thing. Hark ye, O old man. I love this. Hark ye, O old man. And that could be a typo or a translation error. And list to my warning. Be ye free from the bondage of night. Surrender not your soul to the brothers of darkness. Keep thy face ever turned toward the light. So how do you surrender your soul to the brothers of darkness? It's not about being, accepted into a, group of secret society people, anything like that. It is choice by choice by choice by choice. You stand up for what you believe in, or you do as you're told. Those are your choices. Know ye not, O man, that your sorrow has only come through the veil of the night? I mean, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? I man, heed ye my warning. Strive ever upward, turn your soul toward the light. Make good choices. The brothers of darkness seek for their brothers, those who have traveled the pathway of light. For well know they that those who have traveled far towards the sun in their pathway of light have great and yet greater power to bind with darkness the children of light. And that is just, again, choices. So the people that are really good preachers or cult leaders or whatever, these are people that are dark brightness people is what he's talking about. Like people that have a lot of knowledge, like Mark Passio. I love Mark Passio. I love who Mark Passio used to be. Okay, let me correct myself. Mark Passio used to have this chip on his shoulder about making amends. When he was younger, he got into all of his occult research and somehow was invited into a satanic brotherhood and got pretty high up in the brotherhood and was, helping use the electromagnetic field or the ether or whatever with intention to, accomplish goals set by the satanic brotherhood, right? And then something happened to him, and he turned his whole life around and decided he was going to share the secrets that he learned and give the common people sort of a chance to fight off this huge group of people that are all putting their battery power into this one intention that is harmful for us, right? But he is a strong advocate for light due to his knowledge of how darkness uses light. And that's why I used him as an example. So when he turned around and he started giving us all of the data, all of the information, he gave this great epic seminar on natural law that I started studying like a decade ago. And it just broke it down very well for me. He does still have that kind of darkness about him, like that just, he's kind of like, you know, people get old and salty and they just, I'm not saying he's old, he's like my age, but he's like, he just sort of has this, it's not a chip on his shoulder to help people anymore. Now he's just kind of irritated with the fact that people aren't learning fast enough, which I get it, you know, but you have to understand that your work won't be appreciated in your generation ever. Like, except right now, I totally appreciate Mark Passio. But yeah, all the greats know that, you know, you have to die for your shit to be worth anything, right? Anyway, brothers of darkness, seek for their brothers, those who have traveled the pathway of light. So if you are a very intelligent person or a very powerful speaker or whatever, that's when the temptation to make the dark choices is going to be strongest. Especially if you can reach a lot of people. Like, what was it? Spirited, right? Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds. He wanted the ripples. And that's what it is. Those who have traveled the pathway of light create more ripples than those who haven't. And that's why they want them on their team. Listen ye, O man, to he who comes to you, but weigh in the balance if his words be of light. For many there are who walk in dark brightness, and yet are not the children of light. Catholic Church. Sorry. But yeah, as far as like, first of all, we're all literate, okay? You can research anything anybody tells you. If people tell you literally anything, you can be like, okay, I'll research that and then I'll form an opinion on it, you know? But definitely use your discernment, because don't believe everything you hear. Like, even your grandma unintentionally lies to you, okay? There is no tooth fairy. Sorry, grandma. People that you trust will lie to your face and not know they're lying, which is a stronger form of lie. Easy it is to follow their pathway. Easy to follow the path that they lead. Well, that's good, right? And that's another thing about Christianity too. Like, you don't have to do anything. Your sins are forgiven because of this great ancient human sacrifice that we did once upon a time. But we can't do it anymore. But that one time was enough, and it just did everything, and we're good. Sounds like dark brightness to me. That sounds like an easy pathway. All I have to do is pay money and sit in this church once a week, and I'm good. That is the easy way. That is dark brightness. Easy it is to follow their pathway. Easy to follow the path that they lead. So remember, pathway is choices. So it's easy to make choices when you're told how to, and commandments and such. And it's easy to follow in someone's lead. Like when someone is, just do what I do, you know, and it's easy to do that. But the pathway of light is not easy. It is hard. Hard is the pathway that leads to the wisdom. Heart is the pathway that leads to the light. Light comes only to him who strives. It's hard. It's rough. Making the right choice it depends on, you know, what your truth is, honestly. But making a choice that is productive to your spiritual growth is not the same as making a choice that is acceptable among society. Many shall ye find the stones in your pathway, many the mountains to climb toward the light. Yeah, and you'll be getting on a roll, and you'll be like, man, I'm super productive, and I'm doing all this great stuff for me, and then something will hit you, boom, you know, and you just have to overcome it every time. Know ye, O man, to him that o'ercometh, free will he be of the pathway of light. And that you won't have to make choices it won't be so hard to make these choices to go in a productive manner. It'll be instinct at that point, right? It'll just be natural, muscle memory. For ye know, O man, in the end, light must conquer, and darkness and night be banished from light. Yeah, darkness has a lifespan, has a shelf life, right? Light does not. Light is all that there is, really, and everything else, shadows, but also shadows have a shelf life. Listen, O man, and heed ye this wisdom. Even as darkness, so is the light. When darkness is banished and all veils are rended, out there shall flash from the darkness the light. Because darkness is just a covering. It literally just blocks you from interacting with the light. But there is always light there, because light creates everything that you can interact with. So always the light. When darkness is banished and all veils are rended, and that's one of those, what was it, that's in the Bible I talk about, and I want to say it's in Revelation, talk about how the temple was cracked, like the veil of the temple, whatever was cracked, was split in the great, I forgot what it's called, something about being disrespectful to the temple. Anyway, it's all allegory, but that's what they mean. When all veils are rended, when darkness is banished, essentially when you're not in your body anymore. Out there shall flash from the darkness the light. That's you, the light in the darkness. Even as exists among the dark brothers, so there exists the brothers of light, antagonists, they to the brothers of darkness, seeking to free men from the night. That's me. That's me. That's what I'm doing right now. Brothers of light, you're welcome. Powers have they mighty and potent, knowing the law, the planets obey. And I want to be like, going back to earlier where he said, your bodies are nothing but planets revolving around their central suns. So the planets obey, the body will obey. Knowing the law of mentalism and correspondence and vibration and polarity and rhythm and cause and effect and gender. The planets obey. Yeah. Powers they have. Mighty and potent. Okay, power is wisdom, and wisdom is knowledge. So we're back to Doctor Strange, where his magic power is knowledge. Work they ever in harmony and order, freeing the man's soul from its bondage of night. And that is the goal of these videos. Secret and hidden walk they also. Known not are they to the children of men. Ever have they fought the dark brothers, conquered and conquering time without end. Yet always light shall in the end be master, driving away the darkness of night. So yeah, these, just like you can make choices that are counterproductive to your spiritual growth, you can make choices that are productive to your spiritual growth and the spiritual growth of those around you. So dark brothers, light brothers. I, man, know ye this knowing. Always beside thee walk the children of light. Masters they of the sun power. Ever unseen, yet the guardians of men. I'm going to be like something like spirit guides, but creations of your own that exist specifically to help you make good choices. Open to all is their pathway. Open to he who will walk in the light. Again, pathways are choices. Traveling them is making choices. And walking in the light is doing, being what you say you are and what your truth, you know. Free are they of dark Amenti, not the halls of Amenti, just dark Amenti. Free from the halls where life reigns supreme. Sons are they and lords of the morning, children of light to shine among men. Like man are they and yet are unlike, never divided were they in the past. Okay, I want to say never divided were they in the past is a reference to our losing our third eye consciousness, right? So we were, one with our higher spirit or whatever, and we could traverse all the dimensions, and now we're divided, right? Body here, spirit here in the body, higher spirit there, and there's no connection. There's no Bifrost anymore. There's no bridge there. Or there is, but like it's out of our view. It's unseen by us. So these ideas, they never lost their oneness, their whole, third eye consciousness. One have they been in oneness eternal, throughout all space since the beginning of time. Up did they come in oneness with the All One, up from the first space, formed and unformed. So they never sought individuality, I imagine. I don't know. One, they have been in oneness eternal. So interconnected, I guess, throughout all space since the beginning of time. Up did they come in oneness with the All One, up from the first space, formed and unformed. So I guess lower dimensional and higher dimensional frequencies of our last, eon cycle or whatever. Eventually, when you're done being a physical realm creature, and then you go through all the phases and you go back up, to the highest dimension possible. When you come back down, you're a helper of men, right? You come in and you be an idea or a muse or whatever, or the opposite, whatever. Given to man have they secrets that shall guard and protect him from all harm. Instincts. He who would travel the path of the master, free must he be from the bondage of night. So if you're going to be a master in the physical body, you have to not have the connection to things of the body. Like, you need to be emotionally distant. Conquer must he the formless and shapeless. The formless and shapeless are ideas and emotions in our realm. Conquer must he the phantom of fear. Fear is a thing you create. There's no need for you to fear. You have the survival instinct, which gives you that adrenaline rush, but the fear is created in your mind. You create the fear. You might have an adrenaline rush and not know why you have it, okay? But if you're afraid of something specific, you created that. You chose that. That's a choice that you made. And if you choose fear, you are choosing darkness, and that is the path of darkness, and good luck with that. But I think to overcome fear, the biggest thing you need to understand is you are not the body. So whatever happens to the body is not happening to you. You're just experiencing what's happening to the body. And you won't be experiencing that forever, so there's no reason to fear. Like, pain and discomfort for a while, but then freedom, so you're fine. Knowing must he gain of all of the secrets, travel the pathway that leads through the darkness, yet ever before him keep the light of his goal. Yeah, you can't hermitize yourself. You can't just go off on a mountain and not interact with people. You don't gain spiritual growth that way. You have to interact with people in order to grow as a whole, instead of just one or two lights. But as you're going, as you're traveling the pathway that leads through the darkness, you put yourself, around unsavory characters and unfavorable situations and discomfort. And when you put yourself around all of that, first of all, you made a choice to put yourself in that situation, but also you're learning, and it's okay. It didn't go the way you wanted it to, or maybe you got arrested or whatever, but you're still learning. As long as you're learning, you're okay. Obstacles great shall he meet in the pathway, yet press on to the light of the sun. Hear ye, O man, the sun is the symbol of the light that shines at the end of thy road. So, because the sun is so bright that staring at it hurts you, it is a really good representation of what what your higher spirit looks like, feels like, acts like. So it's there constantly to remind us that that's what we are. We're not this, we're that. That's why it says always keep your face to the light. Always remind yourself that's what you are, not this. And when you get to the end of your road, that's what you get to be. You get to be that and not this anymore. Now I give to thee the secrets. How to meet the dark power, meet and conquer the fear from the night. Only by knowing can ye conquer. Only by knowing can ye have light. So fear is in the mind. So the only way to conquer it is mentally. And he has a method. Now I give unto thee the knowledge known to the masters, the knowing that conquers all the dark fears. Use this, the wisdom I give thee. Master thou shalt be of the brothers of night. When unto thee comes a feeling, and we're talking about ideas, emotions, feelings, intangible magic. The feeling that draws thee nearer to the darker gate. So when you have a choice on your pathway, you can go this way or you can go that way, and this way is darkness and this way is light. When you are tempted and you really feel like you want to go toward the darker option, stop and think before you make this choice. Is this something I want to do, or is this something somebody expects of me? Is this something I decided, or is this an idea someone implanted, right? Or subliminally put into my mind? Is this a concept that I believe in, or is it what I'm supposed to be believing in, right? Stop and think, assess your options. Examine thine heart and find if the feeling thou hast has come from within. If thou shalt find the darkness thine own thoughts, banish them forth from place in thy mind. Send through thy body a wave of vibration, irregular first and regular second, repeating time after time until free. And that's a meditative visualization exercise you can do. You just start the banishing wave, you know what I mean? Just nope, none of that, nope. Start the wave force in thy brain center. Direct it in waves from thine head to thy foot. Pretty self-explanatory, right? But if thou findest thine heart is not darkened, be sure that a force is directed to thee. Only by knowing can you overcome it. Only by wisdom can thou hope to be free. So that's what I was talking about with the satanic order and shit. There are factions of groups, not just, satanic, but lots of factions, lots of dark brightness factions that utilize a steeple as an antenna and gather a bunch of people underneath of it and collect their energy by, making them focus on the same idea, like a song or whatever. And then that's a huge fucking battery underneath a huge fucking antenna. And what they do with that is they collect all of these energies that are putting forth energy into these antennas at the same time all over the world, and they use those energies for nefarious purposes. That's what he's talking about here, I think, anyway. Be sure that a force is directed to thee. Knowledge brings wisdom, and wisdom brings power. Attain, and ye shall have power or all. Seek ye first a place bound by darkness. I'm going to go with building. Just go into an inside place. Place ye a circle around about thee. Stand erect in the midst of the circle. Use thou this formula, and you shall be free. Raise thou thy hands to the dark space above thee. Close thou thine eyes and draw in the light. Draw in the light. First, step one, build up your Goku force, right? Your Super Saiyan. Just, 2 episodes at least. Just pulling it all in. Call to the spirit of light through the space-time. That's you. It's your higher spirit. Way up there on higher planes that you can't see or feel or taste or touch. Call to you through the space-time using these words, and thou shalt be free. Fill thou my body, O spirit of life. Fill thou my body with spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness. Come from the halls where the 7 lords rule. Name them by name, I, the 7. 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9. By their names, I call them to aid me. Free me and save me from the darkness of night. And that's the chakras. You're literally just calling your higher spirit, who has more access to more powerful chakras, and asking them to sync up their chakras with your chakras so that you can have more powerful chakras, and we can push away all the fear and all the darkness and all the bad energy that we don't want, right? And then he calls names which I think are still numbers, just in a different language, but whatever. Untanas, 3. Puertas, 4. Chiatel, 5. And Guyana, 6. Huertel, 7. Semveta, 8. Ardal, 9. By their names I implore thee, free me from darkness and fill me with light. So what you do when you name them, they used to say that when you name something, you cause it to come into being. That's what you're doing. You are causing them to activate. You're activating your chakras by naming them and using that power to push out the negative energy pushed onto you. Know ye, O man, that when ye have done this, ye shall be free from the